Are you looking for a different way to document your December? There are so many different approaches, and I've tried quite a few, and I'm going to share with you where I started and what my plans are for December 2025. My approach is for the person without a whole lot of time, but who does want to capture the memories of the month. And my approach also is not tied to any particular holiday. So, in this series, I'm going to give a little head nod to more than just your typical Christmas holidays because I think December is a month full of so many opportunities, and December is worthy of all the variety of ways that we enjoy and observe the holidays. They're all part of what makes this time of year special. In preparation for doing my December Documented 2025, these are the products I'm going to begin with. I'm using Creative Memories products. Their December Days cut apart tags, their 2025 December Days sticker set, the Magic of Christmas Designer Pack, and I'm going to throw in a little Winter Bliss. And later in the series, I'll be bringing in even more products for a special surprise layout later in the series. When I first pulled this off the shelf, I remembered how much I really did not like it back in 2012 when I made it. But then I opened it up and I started looking through it, and it was not a great first attempt, but you know what? I liked it. It captured memories. This was 2012, and you'll see that there is more journaling than there is photos. I'm going to share this one story here because these Christmas lights were a big deal in my community. And it was a holiday tradition to go view these lights. But now the owner of the property has passed away, and these lights won't be back anymore. And so I'm so happy I caught this memory. I made a lot of pocket pages thinking I would fill it with stories, but really I didn't. But now I have to share why this mini album was so special to me. As you can see, I named this pocket Ghosts of Christmas Past. And this pocket holds some very personal stories. I'm glad I told those stories. It was cleansing, it got them off of my chest. They have a place to rest, hopefully in peace. And now I am able to close the book on them and move forward. And I will say that after I made this documenting December project for the first time, all of my subsequent Decembers have had so much more joy and happiness in them. I don't know why that's true, but I found this project to be a healing experience for me. And it's one reason that documenting December has now become one of my most favorite and treasured activities in my scrapbooking year. December Daily is a product originated by Allie Edwards, and she still has that product available. But many people have taken that idea and that inspiration and gone in many directions. And back in 2012, the mini album was something that was on my mind. And so I made an attempt at making a mini album. My next attempt at documenting December was to use Pocket Pages. At that time, I was creating an annual album with Pocket Pages dedicated to each month. And so it was a nice transition to go from monthly to daily. And I really enjoyed making those Pocket Pages for a few years. I was very inspired by Nicole Jones 911 and her approach to documenting December. I'll put a link in the description. And I also really encourage you to check out her channel because she is trying to get her channel going again after she had to take a break to care for some family matters. But then came December 2020, and actually a bit before then, I started going 12 by 12. And in 2020, that year was just not cutting it for daily documentation. And so I decided to just go for something on a weekly basis or even go for something based on expected events. Now, I haven't looked back. I go 12 by 12 every year. Now, I just make a 2-page spread for each week. It's fairly easy to get 7 spots for photos or journaling on a 2-page spread. And that is going to be my approach again this year. But I'm going to spice it up a little bit with making more variation in my layouts. One thing that has really made this project a lot of fun has been the different subjects that I document. And I'm going to run through a really quick list because I've seen on some of the social media sites people asking, what do you put in your December daily? I put things like TV shows, the books I'm reading, how I decorate my home, special foods I get during the holidays. And of course, there are the gatherings, the lights, the cards I send, the cards I receive, the time with family and friends. Sometimes I'll go to the movies in the theater, and I spend quite a bit of time enjoying holiday movies at home. I also will record things like shopping and gratitude. There are also things like community events and traditions, neighborhood decorations, public decorations, cooking special meals. And you can also include poems, prayers, religious events, and services, the children, and the different outfits of the holiday season, including those ugly sweaters. I'm sure there are many more ideas that you can document something for each day. And now that this project of recording December 2025 has made me look back on the previous Decembers, I see what a treasure it is to have preserved those memories. Meanwhile, I'm about to get started, and the first thing I'm going to use is the December Days tags. If you're not familiar with the December Days product, I used it last year. These are heavyweight cardstock tags, front and back, and you get 6 sheets of them. Last year was my first time using them, And as I went along through the year, I learned a few lessons that I'm going to apply this year. I used nearly all of them. There are 36 tags in this collection, and of course, 31 days in the month of December. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is cut apart these tags. I learned last year that I will use nearly all of them, but I will give you a hint. I'm not going to use them all as tags. As a reminder, I'm going to be using the guidelines on my trimmer to help me cut the tags. I'm going to put that dark line right where I want the blade to cut. It's one of the best features of the Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer.